work again?
Doesn't look like it.
There we go. I think we're up now, folks. I see us on this live stream, so are we live yet?
Refresh
I
your
don't see
Facebook.
us yet.
Oh, I'm not even on Facebook.
Oh, maybe I gotta type in some details here. Well, if you're sticking with us on YouTube, this has been a lot of fun. We'll see you next week.
Part
Welcome
three.
to the behind the scenes of Chasing Tails.
The behind the scenes. We are getting close. I think if I hit this button, we should go live. 3, 2, 1. Live video is starting. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. At some point, it'll start. Hey, it says you are now live.
There
We're
we go.
live on Facebook.
All
There
right,
we
folks.
go.
Sorry, we've had some serious technical difficulties. Even the tech guy couldn't figure it out. These three were absolutely no help through this
Nope.
process, except looking at me. If you're on YouTube, you got to see all the behind the scenes action of how silly we are. But anyway, it's episode 51, Cambridge Classic last weekend. Great HRL season opener. I tell you what, from my point of view, I think the 350s put on one heck of a show. A lot of action, a lot of new winners, new faces, and heat wins, those kind of things. Would have loved to see it go to the final. Unfortunately, as you know, we were blown out Sunday, but the action on Saturday was good, even with all the wind. And there was a good crowd there for a Saturday at Cambridge, so it was pretty impressive. What'd you guys' quick thoughts on the race before we get into some of the results?
It looked pretty good from the live stream. And a shout out to the HRL crew for doing their best. You know, they got their trailer turned around at the border. I don't know all the details, but I guess because there was so much equipment in there and the cost that they weren't allowing it to cross. So they did what they could, and hats off to them because it was better than most. I can tell you that. Better than most.
Yeah, Chris Fairness stepped up. I saw him running the camera all weekend, so that's cool. And it just attributes to boat racing. If you need a hand, there's hands out there, and we're all willing to help because we all love this sport.
Yeah. No, it was cool. I mean, shout out to Chris for stepping up and getting everything, getting the camera on the course and letting everybody, around the country and back home, out west, everywhere, watch the races. And like you said, I think considering the conditions and everything on Saturday, I still think there was a really good show put on. Like you said, there were a fair amount of fans there, and obviously bummer that Sunday got blown out. I think it was setting up to be a real fun Sunday of racing if the weather was a little better. But I'd say we got a good day of racing. I think it was 22, 23 heats or something like that on Saturday. So a lot of racing. And,
Mom had to tease me. Me. She watching the podcast with Alan Nelson and Tommy Thompson. I talked about, when I like it when I get over on the bridge and I look over and see the pits and you can kind of see what boats are in the pits. So she sent me this and you can see the pits in the picture.
Nice.
I'm from the bridge and I'm like, oh man.
So I had all intentions. I had my camera in the truck and I was like, this is an iconic view. It kind of, you put it back in the perspective. Like we get so used to doing it that you forget. So I'm like, all right, we're going to take a video. I don't know what kind of storm we hit on the way down, but it was the scariest trip I've ever had. I was doing like 20 mile an hour on Route 50, feeling like the trailer was about to flip over. So yeah, when we got to that bridge, there was nothing to see. So no video was taken. We'll try again in July.
Man, I love that view. I mean, that, just like Kent Island too. When you're going over that bridge at Kent Island, you look over and you're right over to the pits and you're like, yep, that boat's there. I'm going to go drink with that guy.
Yeah. No matter when the time is, you're going over that bridge, you're always looking and you're like, hey, any boats out there? No,
yeah,
not really.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So.
But yeah, there was good racing. I mean, the F class was pretty cool. I think to see on that one, I know we'll jump around a little bit classes. We don't go in order here, but I mean, for Tommy Shannon, he's had some bad years. bad luck throughout years to see him up there on the podium again. And
He's
he
running.
was second in a heat. Like he was running pretty good.
I noticed that boat was running real good. I was happy for him because I believe he's been running the Honda the longest and hasn't been doing that well with it. Through the grapevine hearing that, he might have an old tune and old this, blah, blah, blah. But to see him perform like that, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, double podium for him this weekend too.
Yeah,
350
that's
was
true.
moving, man.
Yeah.
I'm wondering when I'm going to get a shot in that 350. I want to drive that teal boat, man. That is one of my favorite 350s. Just the looks of it. That thing is awesome.
Yeah.
And I was looking him coming around when Tommy Shannon was coming around turn 2 in the 350. It was weird. Like sometimes he'd come around and it'd be on the tip of the skid fin, and I'm like, oh, he's got to tuck that in. Next lap he comes around the corner and the thing sucked down to the water, just raised up just a hair, just how it should be. And I'm like, all right, maybe not. Next lap he comes around on tip skid fin. I'm like, what in the hell is going on?
That was turn 2 this weekend though.
But yeah, that thing was hauling ass, that's for sure.
Yeah. A couple of 350s were really fast. I mean, you had him, Paul Barber, Patrick Howarth. I mean, we knew the 924 was going to be fast.
Oh,
and we know Paul's boat's fast when it's running and keeps it running. And I mean, he had a hell of a weekend, man. That thing was on rails both heats.
Definitely. Yeah, it's cool to see. I mean, I think we've said it on the podcast before. I mean, when Bobby King shows up, obviously everyone's got to step up, but it's kind of better when he stays home.
You know what?
I mean, the competition was good. I saw McKenna get the door closed on him once, but a little controversy. I saw Tyler Cadats whining on Facebook. God, good Lord. We're supposed to be the ones causing controversy,
No way.
not Cadats.
No way.
Yeah, man. He even cited the spotters test. I was like, man, it's a good thing they made drivers do that.
I seen that. I was like, what in the world are you talking about, dude?
Yeah. Like you are at the end of a dirty tale there, buddy.
But you know what? You talk about Bobby King, like that how fast he is and stuff. But you know what? Give me a heat with Eric McKenna, Paul Barber, Patrick Hayworth, Bobby King, and
Tommy Shannon.
Tommy
and that will be an electric heat. I think, you know what? Bobby's fast, don't get me wrong. I'm not dogging him by any means, but I think times have caught up to him, and I think there's a few boats out there that can push him to try to take that crown.
At the bare minimum, that gap from 2-3 years ago has closed for sure.
For sure.
And the guys in HRL have been chasing him for 2-3 years, and they've just been inching closer and closer and closer. I believe I would imagine he's going to run that boat in Valleyfield, right?
Who?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Bobby.
the Valleyfield for 350 this year, I think is going to be insane.
You got to be on your game. I think it's one of those you can't make a mistake.
Yeah,
I think we see that already in HRL, and that's the coolest thing about the format is like one mistake kills you. I know we didn't get to the final, but I mean, Eddie was sitting in a bad spot after one mistake in a qualifier, and that's going to haunt him all season because now it goes to Lanes and Sorrell, and you're constantly coming out of a hole. Although once you get in that middle where you're like lane 2 or 3 and you're flipped back to lane 2 or 3 or 3 or 4, that's not a bad place to be either because you just manage and hopefully get some good points.
They can make this happen. I mean, 350 is stacked this year in HRL. For Valleyfield, I think Justin Weymouth should bring his 2 out to Valleyfield. That would be pretty sick.
It would be, but
Jeff
for
and
some
Kip
reason
get in the mix.
They scheduled the Summer Nationals on Valleyfield weekend.
Oh, did they?
I didn't know that.
Or maybe it's always that way at Black Lake, but
what are the Summer Nationals? Come on.
Yeah, come Valleyfield. What's that thing I read in the Propeller? Somebody put in there. You haven't raced if you haven't raced in Region 6. I think it's more Valleyfield.
I ain't dogging Region 6. Look,
you shouldn't. It's your region. You can't talk shit. I can. It's not my region.
Region 6 has some of the nicest race courses.
That is true.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the West Coast does too. I mean, look at Chelan. That place is just phenomenal. Even though Chelan got blown out,
Yeah. It's all
but
like we sat there Sunday morning. I went and I was grabbing a breakfast sandwich from one of the vendors there, and I'm looking at the course. I'm like, all right, it's only rough when you go out in the river. I was like, they can shorten this thing up, like, and I think they would have done that if it would have stayed those conditions. Like, that's the cool thing about I feel like HRL does is they go on the fly if they can, and that's a place where if the wind was coming a different direction, you could have easily shortened it up and got out of there. We were also talking about that. Sam Horner and I think we're talking about that. Is remember Bobby when we actually raced out into that river and that first turn was so snotty.
oh yeah,
These guys have it easy these days.
yeah, it was angled. So like where like the pier is off of the boat launch, like you were kind of racing out there, like past that. Man, you would you'd be going and be smooth, all of a sudden, wham, 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 wham.
And then you got to turn.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was your call to turn when you started.
I think that
around.
was that when they were running. Was it a mile and a quarter?
Mile and a quarter back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
About the same second turn, but just longer straightaways.
Yeah, they still have that hauling ass second turn. Speaking of hauling ass second turn, I think we
got to get
I
out
think it
our
might
first
be that
award of the
time.
night.
Yeah, first award of the night. You know, this is a fine young gentleman here. You know, just getting the boat for the first time this season. Can you all figure out who I'm talking about? There's a couple candidates on this one. This goes out to Ken Brody the third. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep. He's earning the first toilet trophy of the season.
From Chase
And
First dumper.
Chasing Tails toilet trophy. And his well earned.
We're gonna have to think of a better name for this.
Yeah,
And,
we should have planned a better name.
yeah, we'll get a good name for it,
Bring
but
back the dope
we're
dumper.
gonna print out your picture because you're supposed to insert a picture right here, and
Yep.
you'll be getting that in the near future. But congratulations, KB3. You can score goals,
The golden toilet.
but
Instead of dopey dunker, we have the dopey dumper.
the dopey flusher.
Dopey dumper. There you
The
go.
dope-
That's good.
dopey
So
dumper.
if you dump it like Kenny Brody did.
Look at this
Yeah.
fine thing right here.
We got the
Woo!
dumpy,
Look, dude, it even got a hole.
the dumpy dunker.
It's even got a little hole.
Yeah, I love it. That's great.
Ugh,
Bob
nice and
excited
gold.
about his holes. I'm scared.
He's excited.
Yeah.
We've always wanted the toilet bowl award back, and here it is. We brought it back.
This
You're
is
welcome.
it. This is it, KB3. First recipient. Congratulations.
Elijah wants you to send him 2 more.
This is that's his third time.
Third
going
time
over,
upside
right?
down. Yep.
Third time
The
upside
second
down.
time he did a full road. He was
That's
yeah,
that's
upside
that's
down,
the
but
second
that was
senseless
impressive.
boat I seen flipping that turn.
Yeah.
First one was Joe Less.
Joe
and
Less,
I
but
forget.
I mean,
surprise.
we all could have
2006.
we all could have taken a guess on that.
It was
and I think we all would've
2005,
guessed Joe.
2006, or no, 2006, 2007, or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe he flipped. It's hard to remember, but yeah, he did it too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Definitely, the boat sustained some more damage than what they thought originally. Motor, I think, locked up. Obviously, it's salt water, so you get a lot of stuff in your electronics. But them boys are some of the hardest working team we know in the sport, so they're going to be ready for Sorel, I'm sure.
2008, Bob.
Well,
Yeah.
we also have to give an honorable mention. You know, we can only give one of these out for a race weekend, but give an honorable mention to Gunnar O'Farrell. I'm not sure what you were thinking there, bud, but we've all been there. I know I've been there, so you know, just suck it up, fix the boat, get out there and do it again. But you done center, bud.
Yeah. They were already fixing it though. They're going to be ready for Tri-Cities.
That's cool.
All they already started cutting
That's
on
cool.
it. That's cool.
And the good news is both people who flipped, well, one in unlimited testing, the other one at HRL Cambridge, they're both all right. So both came out good. That's all that matters. So
That's
we
it.
can joke about it now.
I don't think Kenny wants to joke. I think he got rode hard all day.
Yeah.
Probably all the way home.
All the way home, yeah. Hopefully he wasn't riding back with his dad. But I mean, if you looked in that picture we were looking at, it's lucky the course is protected the way it is. I'll pull it back up. I mean, look at these white caps on that back, like on the other side of what's that, Shell Island or something, whatever they call this jetty here. Like it is white capping out there.
Man, look.
But the course is smooth.
You can't even see the prop. He was zinging that thing.
Zigging that thing. that Honda, the rev limiter goes away when you're upside down.
Oh boy, man.
It's got a gravity.
But great shots by Tim Mangus. Got to give a shout out to him, man.
What's that say? What's that say on the side? Was that Eric April engines?
No, maybe.
Yeah, I think that
Or
was Eric.
you mean wrong Eric. Lacoste.
No. They have an Eric April sticker on their boat.
Oh yeah, we all do. We all
Everyone
have to.
does.
It's
Yeah.
mandatory.
Precision Day.
So another thing about the Hondas, I'm just going to say it. There's still misconception about this Honda, how expensive they are. Call Marty Wolf at Wolf Engines, $4,500, get you a fresh, brand new Honda, built everything. But you obviously have to buy your gearbox and all that stuff. But an engine is
Still,
$4,500.
You can have one rig on your boat, 10 to 12,000, all depending on what you want. So,
But I'm talking about I'm talking about just the whole engine, not the electronics or the
Yeah, all
gearbox.
that stuff, yeah.
$4,500. Go ask Monkey how much he paid for the old dinosaur Ford at the end of last season. I think it was like $9,500, and that's still got a carburetor on it.
I'll tell you what, I can't say much after Edgewood. We was ready to put 2,300 back in. With his electronics. Poor Austin, man. I think Edgewood's one. I like that race, but I'm gonna stop going there.
Yeah, Eddie said Precision Auto stickers required by rule. Well, Precision Auto, Eric April's a cool dude. He tunes all the engines, smart. He's the HRL's engine man. So, yeah, of course, everyone should run one of those.
Yeah. But anyway, we ain't going to Edgewood no more because we got bad luck.
No, Edgewood, we just need to have one person that their only job the entire weekend is to check throttle cables and throttle screws.
Yep.
It's the only job.
Only job.
Every year, every boat.
3 years in a row, we go 86 miles an hour at Edgewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to beat us at Edgewood, just go 87. You'll be good.
I think I saved one motor from blowing up in the 300. Then I blew the GP motor. Then I blew the 300 motor.
Has
not good there.
Has Eddie Canfouche been here the whole time? Did you see KB3's award he gets?
Yeah, he was on.
He's the recipient of the first award. Okay, just making sure.
So obviously, we also got to give a shout out to our cast member here, whatever we call ourselves, hostess with the mostest, Kyle Hayes, for winning his first HRL weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
About dumped it while going half throttle on the backstretch, but that's okay.
That's wild.
Only people that saw it was Eddie.
I got distracted.
Yeah, that pirate ship was cool. I was looking at it too. That's why I didn't see Eddie's like, did you see how high he got? I'm like, nah, man, I was looking at that pirate ship.
So was I.
I wonder where it's going for the treasure.
So was Dad. Yeah, I didn't like that one bit. That was I'm like I said, I thought I was at full wing. I was not at full wing at all, but I was at three-quarter throttle. I thought I was good, and I was not good. No, that wasn't fun. Yeah. But I feel like with any luck, that's like my one oh shit moment, because I've had at least one like that every year. So maybe we can just get this one out of the way early.
You want to talk about a oh shit moment? Eddie Canfouche in that first heat.
Yeah,
I think it was the
still
first
trying
heat.
to find out what he did.
Man, I'm watching him come down the front stretch, and I'm looking where everyone's at. I'm like, all right, Eddie's in the middle, and I'm watching just the rooster tails go, and all of a sudden I see Eddie in the center of the turn. I'm like, how did that happen, and how was there not an accident? Because that was scary.
Yeah, Kevin Smith was a little ways back in lane 1-2. That could have got ugly really fast.
Yeah, I was just like, oh man, I'm glad no one got hurt, but that was.
Is that the first heat of them?
I think so.
I think so.
No, it would have been the first heat once they ran them again.
Okay. Because they had like a bunch of problems. They tried to run and then somebody broke down.
Yeah.
And then
Well, they tried to
KB3
rerun it
flipped.
on the Heat. They tried to rerun it at, and I think Matthew Brown broke down in a bad spot or drifted into a bad spot. And then we were on wind delay for a while.
We're talented here. at
Yeah,
Houston Hills.
Tyler
We'll
did
find
lose
it
his lane,
eventually.
but you know what? If Tyler would have had his nose up there, he wouldn't have
I don't know.
lost
That's a tough one. I mean, he even said
Just
said
kidding.
as much. He even said as much in the comments on that post. Like you kind of get into that part of the tale where it's a little bit of a judgment call.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got hit with one of those last year. I got the penalty.
I wonder if
I
he's gonna
got
get a
I got
sanction
hit.
now.
I got hit with a rooster tail in that same turn when I was driving the Pennzoil boat by Kent Henderson. It hit me so hard it blew the rooster tail hit me so hard it blew the cowling off.
That's all.
Damn. Yeah, I'm not finding this heat, man. Eddie got to give me a timestamp because I know he's watched it like.
Yeah,
5
he's
times.
got that in his notes or something. That was like Bob said though. That was really close to being like
Bad.
kind of worst case scenario in terms of our accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I must have been sleeping for that heat because I didn't see it. I must have been in the hauler trying to tune the GP.
I drove up on the scooter like 45 seconds after that happened and was like, "What the hell is Eddie in the back for?" But
Who was he in that heat with?
Kevin Smith was in there.
Kevin Smith.
I want to say
All right.
Tommy Shannon was in that one.
Oh, there he is. Here's probably the problem. I keep looking for a different color boat. I was actually looking and I'm like, whose boat is that? It kind of looks nice on this live stream. All right, here we go. Let's watch her.
No, Kyle, he didn't take the racing line. If you would take the racing line, everything would have been all right. Talking about different race people.
All right, where's he at? Lane 3 here.
Yeah, dead
Well,
center.
First off, he's late.
He's making
He
up
got
ground
there.
though.
He made up ground. Oh,
You can see
who
when
that
the
coming
tail
in hot
touches.
from the outside.
Like right there. Yeah,
Whoop.
you can see it.
Where'd he go? Oh,
Where did Eddie go? Where did who go?
I love that they zoom in on it.
It kind of worked. I mean, the
Yeah.
leader was right there too.
yeah. Interesting.
Hearn's boat
Course
looked
of
damn
events
good in
there.
that heat before it dropped the coupler.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, that
maybe-
was
maybe
the,
like-
follow, the
I don't know if
following
it was
heat.
that-
It was the next heat. They were
Okay.
running real good.
But yeah, it looked damn good in that heat. I don't think he was too far off of John Shaw's time
No,
in the other heat.
I don't think so. Him and Jacob are running good. I mean, it's good to see Jacob,
yeah.
obviously. First time in Formula 2500. Obviously, Cambridge is probably an easy place to get your jump up there. But,
Yeah.
I mean, he did good. He put his nose out there. He won his heat and I think got second overall for the weekend or third.
Second.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's
him
pretty
and-
awesome.
Him and John, I believe, were tied on points, but John got him by a couple seconds in fastest time.
Nice.
Oh, speaking of engines, that thing was farting and popping and sounded like the piston was coming out of the exhaust. I don't know what's
I
up
don't
with
know.
that.
No, I think it said something about like fuel pressure sensor was goofing up, something along those lines. I could be
On
wrong.
Oh,
Struggle
wow.
bus.
John's boat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I don't
you
still
got a
know
lot
how
of,
it work totally. So
yeah, got a lot of wires. Basically, the main thing to these things is keeping your sensors good, your map sensor, TPS, all that stuff. Everything else seems to fall in place if all those are good.
I'll tell you, that was the most lackadaisical weekend of boat racing I've ever had.
That was nice. It was
That
very
was
nice. I just told Dad that today. I was like, you know what? Like usually we're thrashing on the 2.5. Something stupid has happened, and literally it was gas and go. I was like,
Gas
that's
and go.
great.
Dad kept putting the freaking battery charger on for like 30 seconds until the light would turn green. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, having an alternator is good too.
I get it. Like I get the like don't make a simple mistake type thing, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's habit. It's hard to break
Yeah.
habit.
Oh, it's definitely habit. I tell a dude to sit down, and it's like he physically can't.
No, not during the day.
I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know.
So I got a question.
We got an
Jimmy-
answer.
Has Jimmy Stewart lost it? Because he's been getting his ass whooped.
I think he's just been spending too much time on Max and Sam's boat, man.
Man,
That thing's
That could be.
freaking fast.
that red boat's flying.
It
I
is
can give it that.
fast. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sam
I was
and Max have done an incredible job.
I mean,
driving.
I think I seen Sam. She didn't have the greatest start, and she just rolled on the outside and passed
Ran
you.
him down.
I was like, holy crap! Watch
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That was
Hey,
pretty
uh,
impressive.
Speaking of
after
skiffs,
Cambridge,
any of them?
they got to be the favorites, right?
I
Oh,
would
they
think
gotta
until the
be.
Florida boys show up.
Fair enough.
But they're definitely the favorites in HRL. Bob,
Yeah.
any of the Florida boys coming to Decatur? First edition of the Chase Tails Challenge.
I have not talked to him. I know
They're coming to Madison. I know that.
Clyde is coming to Madison, he says. And if Clyde goes to Madison, that is my pick for Madison.
All right.
Because I don't know something about those Florida skiffs. They always bring it. So
Yep.
It's a river, though. How long has it
That's
been since
true.
them boys have raced on a river? I mean,
That's true.
Sam Strickland's probably the last one, but I don't know when the last river race he raced
well,
on. Detroit.
I mean, I don't know. Would you call it a river? But Stewart,
Yeah, I mean that was rough. It wasn't a
Yeah.
river, but
that's
Is
it's
it?
intercoastal.
intercoastal.
I
What
mean,
is
it's
the
got
difference? flow.
It's got flow.
It's kind of like a river.
yeah. Dude,
It's got current.
I don't
Florida
ever
just
wanna
has to
run-
call it different things because
I
it's
don't
Florida.
I don't ever want to run there again. That place is rough.
Just because you were riding with Pat Dender doesn't mean you want to ride there
Dude,
again.
when
I mean,
I
we
remember
can drive there.
I remember going down the straightaway, and all of a sudden, I see sky, and then I see water going up off the bow, and then I literally see the bottom of the freaking intercoastal, and we hit it, and then we come back up. I'm like, how is that even possible? And he's
What
like,
guy.
he's like, you all right? I'm like, hell no, hell no.
Bob was petting manatees on the
It's
way
like-
by.
Dude,
Yeah.
we just hit the bottom, and then I come in, and then Brandon found his little girlfriend Carson, and they started holding hands.
I was worried about you, man. I needed a support system.
Man, that was rough. That was rough. But yeah, Sam Awancio, she is rolling that skiff. You know,
Yeah.
I know Jimmy's going to find some more speed, come back
Oh, yeah.
and try to
Ronnie clarified it is the St. Lucie River.
River. So it is a river. All right.
Dang. All right, so they're
Beautiful
ready.
place though. Beautiful place though.
Yeah, I'd go back there anytime.
What's ready?
I said,
Strickland is coming to Madison. All right, so Strickland's
yeah,
coming.
we know.
Okay.
I
So,
just said that.
oh, okay.
Is she not listening?
Nope. So Strickland's coming.
They said 13, 14 skiffs there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's gonna be ridiculous. I still got Clyde for winning it. Still got Clyde. He ain't
Yeah.
gonna fight for lanes. He's just gonna roll around the outside. That's all he does.
Yeah. Yep,
And I
that's
told
it.
I told him, man. I said, I'm putting notice on that boat. If he doesn't bring it out this year, I'm coming down and picking it up because it's mine. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
Exactly.
if you want to claim ownership, you got to come out and race it. That is for some reason that's just my favorite skiff. I mean, it does say
Maybe because it's called Beer Run.
beer run BWRUN. But yeah, I love that skiff. He's very meticulous with it. Does good work. So but yeah, so we didn't even do the 350 trophy, the
Nope.
other one. All right.
Oh,
The what?
yeah, I don't have a picture lined up, but it's okay. We don't need a picture for this
okay.
one.
All right. So this is after each weekend we pick someone for the GOAT award. I know the Luptons are getting pretty excited because it's a goat on top, but sorry, you guys aren't getting it this weekend. I know Jack's getting really excited.
Jack's getting wound up right now.
He's like, oh man. But the GOAT award goes out proud to the how are we going to do this? Like the best overall performance?
Best performance of the weekend.
Best performance of the weekend. You get
It's a subjective.
Subjective,
pick,
yeah.
Where
So if there
points, I know tiebreakers.
yeah.
So,
if there's a tie, we figure out the tie.
yeah.
Yeah, so we go ahead. Who we handed this out to, boys?
We gotta give it to Paul Barber this weekend.
Paul
As much
Barber.
as he's worked,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, he won because we didn't pick him for a change.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. If we
All
would have picked
last
him, he would
year-
have blew up.
all last year we picked. Well, not all last year, but we picked Paul on a number
A
of
lot.
occasions, and he just always seemed to have mechanical failure. We knew
Yeah.
we'd get it come around. We knew we'd come around eventually because that guy
I mean,
doesn't give up.
he showed the speed several times last year.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, for
Putting
sure.
putting a whole weekend together. I mean, that's the key in HRL. The way it sets up, you gotta, especially in 350. I mean, you're looking at 15 to 20 boats basically every weekend.
Yeah.
Kyle Detweiler, this is not a democracy. This is dictatorship. There's no voting. We are the vote.
We figured it out.
So-
Actually, when Bobby
all
came
ago.
on earlier, he told
Yeah.
us we didn't even get a vote.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is what we're doing." And Farmer Paul, he works on a farm up there. I
Farmer
don't think he has
Paul.
any. I don't think he has any goats.
He
Just
can
those
borrow.
little
He
corn
can borrow
farmers,
one
but
from Lupton's though.
Lupton's will give him a goat. Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations to Paul. Pretty impressive. Pretty awesome to see you back up there. Know you've been working hard at it. So
Yeah, I
Maybe-
mean it was a 3-way tie for the win, right? They had,
Three-way tie,
three
yep.
people had first place, I think.
Yep. Yeah,
Went to the
Patrick,
So then I went on
Patrick,
time.
Tommy, and Paul, and they were, I believe, all three were within like 2 seconds of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. And you know, it gets hard when you're on Saturday, it's windy. You don't expect to get blown out. So some people probably had more in the tank, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And I mean, let the cards fall where they may.
you know, but Paul's boat looked like it was handling everything really good. So
Kenny
Dude, it
Birdie
always-
just commented on YouTube. He said, it's an honor, boys. Show him his trophy again.
here you go, KB3.
That's
Right here,
KB3's
Bob.
trophy right there.
a nice picture on that thing.
We'll put a
What'd we call it, Austin?
Picture slides in
The-
right here.
the dopey dumper.
The
We got
Dopey
the
Dumper.
first Dopey Dumper award. Congratulations.
Look, all right. Look, I had to clarify this when Bob bought these. They're not freaking t-shirts, guys. All right. We don't
Yeah.
need
yeah,
32
no.
blowovers this year.
Yeah.
We didn't even buy that many. I think Bob got like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had 50 like Bowie Hunter shirts, and
We
y'all done
can't.
wanted
We,
them
this
all.
cannot be the Buoy Hunters
River-
Club. Or we
River
are going to
City-
run out of boats.
Yeah, River City Printing had a hard year last year because we had to give out so many Bowie Hunter shirts.
We still owe Eric Langevin a t-shirt.
Yeah, we do. I got
Yeah.
a couple of
Yeah.
my notes that we owe t-shirts, man.
We owe a couple, but all we got left is 3XL. So if you're 3XL and you want to go hit a buoy, we got a shirt for you.
All you. But please do not strive for the Dopey Dumper Award. All right, we
Yeah,
don't.
no, we don't need dopey dumpers.
Man. No, back to Paul though. I mean, like I said, last year that boat seems like it's always handled well. It's always had good straight line speed, but
Yeah,
Well,
It's just
when
consistency,
Paul
like I
finally
said.
made some changes to it, because I seen Donnie Allen do a 360 in that thing at Valleyfield.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I think that was a weird one. That was in a warm up too when he blew it
Was
over.
it? Was it?
Yeah, I think it was in the warm up.
damn.
Full 360.
That was the first year they had that boat.
But that boat also owns the kilo record, and that thing was a rocket ship in the
Yeah.
kilo. Was it like 126 or something
Yeah,
like
something
that?
like that. You know,
That's crazy.
that was with a 305.
Yeah.
305.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it could be broke with a 350, but that's impressive for 305.
Yeah, I don't know. That's too fast for me, man. I went 100 in Edgewood. I went 128 in that little National Mod. That was fast enough for me. I said, Ray, man, I can't keep my foot in this thing. It scares me. He said, you'll get used to it. I said, when I'm getting older, man.
Shit. Oh. But yeah, hey, real quick, we talked about all 3 classes. I gotta give some love to my guys in 2.5. But it's a good racing in 2.5 this weekend too. Both, I think, all 4 heats. I know the second heat, they had a 3-way battle going for 4 laps between Lucas Bennett and Remy. I know Remy and Woody had a good battle for damn near all 5 laps in the first heat that I was in. Fortunately,
Yeah.
I don't get to watch the other heat very often because it's either right before me or right after me. But another
That's a great thing about the live stream. Go back and watch it after you
Yeah.
eat.
exactly. And I know we had 86 was a rookie. I think it's the 981 or 891's a rookie. Lucas rookie. Remy was first heat in a new boat. Woody's, 3rd, 4th race weekend. So really good for Bennett rookie. We got a lot of good performance out of guys. And then one thing I was cool. I want to give a shout out to the Hope guys. Trailer lost an axle on the way down. Ended up not being able to bring the boat down, and they still showed up for the race.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That
That's
was cool.
dedication there.
That was really cool.
They should get their blown out points. The points you
I
get for
agree.
getting blown out.
I
Just
agree.
for
I don't
showing
care.
up, they should
I
get
don't care if
points
the
for
boat was
that.
there or not. I don't care.
Yeah,
if
there
the boat
was-
there. I
Come
I
on,
would advocate for
HRL.
them to get their
Yeah, they were-
Give some love to them. Give some love.
I don't know.
Give them that 30 points.
I think they should because I don't know how much truth there was to it, but they were gonna put it on a flatbed and get it there.
Yeah.
And HRL was like, "Hey, you've had enough bad luck. Like,
Yeah.
you're okay." It's so
Yeah.
yeah, I would say give them their point.
I-
Yeah,
give them their 30
yeah. I mean, I guarantee you, if you ask the class, no one will have a problem with it. I
No,
mean,
I think-
that's
Nobody that didn't show up was planning on going. Those guys wanted to go. They tried to go. Had about as bad a freaking luck as you can possibly have, and
Yeah.
still showed up. I mean, I don't know how much more you got to do to deserve your 30 points.
yeah,
I get the boat wasn't there, but I mean, they tried to get the freaking boat there.
yeah. Give them the 30 points for like everyone else is going to get for Sunday, and that would be a solid. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I support that for sure. But what I was saying though, all the rookies did good this weekend. I mean, I think for the most part everybody finished heats. I think there were a couple mechanical failures, but
Yeah, here I
Shit,
found that
we're no
three-way
stranger to
battle
that.
back here. This was a good battle
Yeah.
for second. Hey, there's three of them there. And all relative, I mean, all rookies. I mean,
That's
Remy's probably
Bennett.
got
Bennett's-
the
is
most
that-
experience out of all of
Bennett
them.
in the
Bennett
middle.
in the middle.
He's rolling on the outside.
Yeah,
See,
they're having a
that,
good battle.
that's why this type of course works so good with a tight corner and a big corner, because
Yep.
it gives that outside boat a fighting chance.
man, look at Lucas rolling on the outside. He hung right with
Yeah.
him in that first turn. Yeah,
There's that pirate
There's that
ship
pirate
we were talking about.
yeah.
It was doing circles
I'm
this
telling
heat
you.
too, because it wound up deeper down the backstretch. Look,
I didn't notice it until
Got
it was
Bennett
pretty much
rolling
lined
by
up with the apex of turn one, and then I was like, "Holy shit! Look at that thing!"
I will tell you, this
This
is the
would've-
trickiest turn for rookies. I mean, obviously we have enough experience and we try to tell everyone, but like this is a corner where you get light when you enter it. Like I said in
Yep.
the little video we made last week on Chasing Tails, it's like you actually pick up speed in the corner. So I could see where some people like Lil Kenny got a little airborne because you're not used to that kind of stuff at these courses. But
Yeah.
But
And
that was a
honestly,
hell of a battle.
this heat would have stayed 3 wide. Lucas Wing broke, I think, on the 3rd lap. It was running billboard style for the
Yeah.
last lap, 2
Yo.
laps.
Check out that pirate ship though.
Dude.
That is pretty cool. I don't know where
That's
it
a
was
hell
going.
of a. That's a hell of a. You know what's funny, Brandon? In our old boat, I wouldn't even seen that thing.
Yeah, probably not.
There's no shot I could have seen that far in the old boat.
Nope.
I don't see the turn. I don't see the entrance booth until halfway down the backstretch.
Yeah,
I hope Woody puts some new glass in that thing.
He did.
yeah,
he hasn't.
He did. He
Oh,
did.
nice.
As soon as he got it, he's like, "Yeah, I got put glass in this."
Good-
I'm
good
like, "Yeah, we
idea.
just let them send it. It's better they didn't see for that first year.
Dude, it made last year beautiful, man. I was like,
Yeah.
It made last year scary. The first
Scary,
year.
exactly.
I'm like, I can
You
see everything.
I can see the 3-foot rollers. Tom
Yeah.
Brown.
That's like one time I tried racing with my glasses on, and so I can see all the way at the end of the other course. And I'm going
Bro,
down
you
the
can't
back-
see the
What'd you
floor
do?
I was going down
You
the
hit a
back
buoy that
stretch.
heat.
No. I took them off, and I said, "Screw this! I see too much." I'm like, I'm seeing all these rollers, and I'm letting out,
Scaring you.
and I'm like, I was in, I think, at the 350, and I took them off. I was like, hell no.
Nice.
Shit.
All right, so we got a couple comments to catch up with. One was how many GPs in Sorrel? None, as far as I know. Might be news to them. Who knows?
No, they were
And,
just told last week, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Gloves or no gloves after seeing Jack and Gunners run. For myself, GP 350 and up, I like wearing gloves just because I feel like my hands sweat a little bit, like having that grip. And obviously in the GP, I've always worn them because there's always that. I feel like more of a chance of a fire, and I want my hands protected.
Yeah.
How many
Gotcha,
times
guys.
you been in a fire in a boat, Brandon?
Fair amount. I always have my gloves on though. I was able to rip
He's
that
better
cowling
than-
off.
He's
You-
been
you-
it's enough
he-
to give me a false alarm in Cambridge the first year. You're
He
on
was-
fire.
Yeah,
He was
yep.
even in a boat that exploded in Hampton.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. He's had his good share of fires and boats.
Then his boat
It is.
actually did explode in Cambridge.
Remember that?
Oh shit!
that-
Yeah.
I'd have a dig for it. Maybe I'll put it on Chasing Tails. I know it's on one of my hard drives. Salina the one year when my whole hands were wrapped up
Yeah.
because like I arced out the starter on the T-boat on the oil pan, and there was a little fuel in the bottom, and it was like woof, and like set my hands on fire a little bit. So I drove like Mickey Mouse with shit on my hands.
Hey, that was this Nationals, and I think you still won
Yep, I think so. So I'll find that picture and we'll post her up.
after missing a buoy.
But yeah, I don't. As far as like Jack's accident and stuff, yeah, exactly. nobody saw that, Bob.
They saw the buoy I missed.
They had their glasses on for that
I was
one.
like, fuck. I was just trying to take Brandon's shortcut.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think in Jack steel or Gunners, I mean, your gloves aren't going to make a difference there.
Unless you're
Jack's-
wearing armored gloves. I mean,
Rudder flutter is the nastiest thing. That's why the Unlimiteds have tension on their rudders, and RGP does now. Like, because you don't want that stuff to happen because there's no warning and it happens fast.
Yeah. You're seeing Jax. I mean, that wheel turned into a prop, man.
Yeah, and that's why you don't run like a lot of like the 2.5s. A lot of them have that butterfly wheel, but in the GP you don't want that because it's just going to probably rip your fingers off if you hit that rudder flutter. Hell, I had rudder it in 2.5 last year and I didn't like it.
I had rudder
Yeah, it
flutter
sucks,
in the 350 at Ken Island, right almost at the end of the straightaway front stretch, going towards the stands.
Oh,
Ooh, I'm like, man, another 100 feet, this thing could have been ugly.
yeah,
because
no
I had to
doubt.
let go, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, whoa up, get woed up.
All right.
Dude, I'll say I was a little nervous pretty much that entire first heat with the way that skid fin was. Because I was just waiting. I was driving down the straightaway with that thing 90 degrees to the right. And I was just waiting. I was like, it's going to let go eventually. This thing
Yeah.
just snap on me.
Just gotta start searching. I mean,
Yeah.
after knowing what it was doing with that angle change, I give you tons of credit because I'm sure it
That's-
was doing some weird things. But I think we learned something about skid fin there. I mean,
Yeah.
how's it go? How's the angle change going down a straightaway?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Dave Williams says the pirate ship was the Pride 2 of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim told me that on Saturday. It was actually parked at the marina just down the river on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, they also say that I guess it never leaves Cambridge. It always stays in that area.
You know, it's crazy. I've never seen it there, though. That's the first
No,
time
me
I've ever.
neither. Me
Yeah.
neither. Going to commandeer that thing.
Me neither.
Right?
Yeah, we should
Dude,
storm
that's-
the pirate
Let's
ship in
fucking
July.
go.
Let's do
Talk to
it.
Woody. Talk to Woody.
This is
Pit
a chasing
Pit party
Yeah.
on the
On
Pride of
both.
Baltimore.
on the pirate ship.
Dude,
I don't think we
live.
can have the e-bike race on the pirate ship.
No.
but
Go live
maybe the
as we're
bikes
going
race
up
to the pirate ship.
there next to a little dinghy, and everyone just jumps
Dude.
in on.
Careful. Jimmy Stewart's going to take that thing out for a joyride at night, Saturday night, one of these weekends.
Yeah, I'd
They're going to be like, we don't got enough. We got too many people for the pontoon. We got to take this pirate ship.
listen. At least that would feel natural being stuck out on a pirate ship. Like, hey, we're prisoners here on a pontoon boat. It's a little like, man, fire this thing up, get me back in. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Right.
Pipes is in
Done,
the
right,
chat.
Austin?
Done. No power.
And Gunner
Wipe-
said his response to the gloves is he doesn't like how they slip on the wheel. Gloves slip on the wheel, but yeah, gotta find different gloves. Alpine Stars seem to be good. They
Got to
got nice
wrap the
grippies
wheel.
and wrap the wheel.
Wrap the wheel with some grip tape.
That's why I shout out to MPI. Their steering wheels are the best gripping wheels I've ever had, and we've
They're
had a
nice.
lot of them.
They're definitely nice.
I don't know. Does anybody like, GP and Unlimited not run gloves? I think Andrew runs no gloves, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I don't know
rule,
that
but
I don't know that I
I-
like wearing gloves.
I think you'd get.
I got
to it.
used. You get
Yeah.
used to it. I didn't
It's
like
funny.
it, but
It's funny how it's like mandatory in every other sport of racing, but not boat racing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I mean,
I've weirdly thought about it from
Is it
the amount of
mandatory just
times
from
I've
a
had
grip-
to rip the
grip
cowling
perspective?
off.
yeah.
Shit gets
We'll just
hot.
fix that problem instead of you having to wear gloves.
Yeah.
Just leave the
that would
cowling
be
off
nice.
when you're driving. The cowling's not on.
Well, see, I thought we were gonna do that in Edgewood, and then like I saw the pin that you guys put on with the string,
Yup.
and it might have been smarter to shorten it up. So like if we do run without a cowling, it's not dangling right by
dangling.
the
Yeah.
propeller. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
I-
up that GoPro video. That's a good
Re-
one.
Real quick before I forget.
You don't have to say real quick. You
Yeah,
just come
just-
in and talk.
All right,
Okay.
whatever.
We don't need to say real quick
Whatever.
every time.
I got to say sorry, Tommy Shannon. I apparently hosed him pulling out of the pits for my second heat.
That
Yeah,
was Racine.
Racine, my bad.
You definitely
still-
hosed him.
I'm still getting used to taking off with the Honda. All right, I thought I had to give it more gas than I did, but I. if you never go behind me on the dock again, I would not take offense to it. Totally understand.
No, it's when he goes in front of you.
Now
Get you back.
you get me back. That's fine. I earned that one.
All right,
So-
here we go. We got some good stuff. I got to pull up this video. Hold on. Got a lot of reverb.
Yeah, show your mouth, Bob.
Is he just sitting there? His
No,
mouth
he-
open.
He went
Lincoln
to
does
talk.
that.
Throwing a random shot is just way too funny.
Here we go. This is fun.
Oh yeah.
This is
Oh,
Edgewood when the
shit.
boat wouldn't start. And Dad, we talked about it, I think, last week, how he commandeered a boat to go out there and help Austin.
What do you think HRL would have to say about this?
That this would
Not-
be a
they
hard
would
no
not
for
like it.
them. Here
This
it
is
comes.
like you,
Here comes George. Doink.
I
That's like the one time I wish we had a rear facing camera for all
Right.
this.
love when he goes to get off and puts his
Yep,
feet
here he
on
goes.
those.
He's
Oh.
telling if I hold on, let me see if I can get some sound. Right here, he tells Austin to go.
Yeah, I'm like, go.
How am I gonna go into this boat? There he goes. Doink. Poor Ross. I mean, get out here, get this boat going, and then it didn't even start.
Didn't even start.
That's one good
It's-
starter though, man. It was cranking for a long time.
Yeah, and his battery is only like probably half down.
Yeah,
Austin,
pretty
you
good.
get to,
He said that wasn't bad though. He says that the holding the pool, the fall, jumping onto like the poles, that's what hurts the worst. Like
Oh, with the
Man.
barnacles on it.
yeah.
imagine.
And
You know
then he said his favorite favorite, not so favorite, was Hampton. One year he had the jet ski take him out to Tommy Thompson with the 2.5 mod. He's on the deck, like holding on, spraying the injectors, trying to get the 2.5 mod started. They're halfway up the backstretch. He's like, "All right, Tommy, we're done. Take me back." Like it wouldn't start. But I'm like, "What were you gonna do? Just be floating in the middle of the backstretch?"
He was. He was gonna
Yep,
figure it out. Once he
He's
hit the
committed.
Man, there's one time Tommy Thompson was at Stony Creek trying to set a record and needed a fourth boat. So Jim Wilson stepped up with the 2.5 stock to run. 5-minute gun went off. All the boats leave. Jim Wilson, he leaves and he's cranking. Jim Wilson gets out about like 100, 150 feet. And I'm standing on the dock and it is cold. I'm standing on the dock and I'm like, look over. I'm like, where did my uncle go? And I turn around and I see my uncle running from trailer to trailer. I'm like, I know what he's doing. So I jump out. I swim out to Jim Wilson, grab his wing. I swim all the way back to the dock. Uncle George jumps on Jim Wilson's boat. We point it. Uncle George says, go. Jim Wilson cranks it. Uncle George rides the boat for like 200-300 feet with the battery charger on it to try to make sure it has enough juice for the whole race. And then like about 300 feet out, he pulls it up and then just jumps back. and you know what? Tommy Thompson went out and broke the record.
Yep,
So that fourth boat really counted. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
pretty epic.
CHRL,
there's probably-
you
there's
erase all these good
excitement.
memories, not letting us
Yep.
do this.
That one time I went swimming in Brockville after they made it a rule for the H8, and Emery goes, "Did you go swimming?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't know why I'm so wet. I did not go swimming."
I can't swim.
Yeah, I can't swim. Y'all know this.
So we got flotation.
So what's our next race, boys?
It's our round 1 of the Chasing Tails Challenge in Decatur, Illinois.
Here we
And,
go.
sir.
Lake Gunnersville for unlimiteds and GPs and offshores.
Me and Kyle are just going over some numbers for that race today. There's going to be a good amount of 2.5 stocks. There's going to be some 1 liter mods. It's going to be a good count of 350s. I think Austin's bringing it up on his phone. So
Maybe. I
He's
might have
having
lost it.
technical difficulties.
technical difficulties.
It's normal, right?
Name of this episode: technical difficulty.
Projects.
I'd imagine Decatur's gonna get a good turnout in skiffs again.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So good.
What about GNHs?
Pro hydros.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think HRL bought them all to be pro hydros.
Yeah. Not wrong.
I know
I'm sure
I think the one's still
National
sitting in
mods
Virginia.
plus some step ups.
Yeah. I don't know who would go. I guess I'll have a fair amount of national mods. I don't know.
Oh,
if
the
Bo
driving
to
the
go.
driving school's coming up.
Yeah, it's next weekend. Dave, man.
Oh man, y'all got GoPros, right? You ready for that?
Yeah. Oh, you're
Heck
probably
yeah.
not going to see more footage all weekend than that weekend.
That'll be
got
great.
no boat responsibilities.
Yeah,
no.
that's good because we failed in Cambridge. I just told Mason that last night. I said I don't know what we did, but we didn't get one pit video.
No,
I started to get one, and then Stefan was there to inspect the GP, and then I forgot the rest of the weekend. We got some racing clips. They're coming out, obviously, but we'll get more at the next races in this driving school.
Well, we got the whole setup for Decatur. We'll make sure to be getting tons of content, both on the water and not. It'll be nice. I know Decatur's doing that. They have the drones like they did last year. They're also doing that like starting line more central. I don't know if it's going to be on the starting line, but the more stationary stream cam, which is awesome because I think the drones give you really cool shots, like some of those more unique shots, but that stationary camera really helps you see what's going on.
The drones need to fly down like at least 200 feet.
Yeah, they have to switch back and forth between the onshore and then the drones because last year I was trying to watch the drones. I'm like, are they in the warm up or are they in the race? I couldn't tell because there's no sound, there's no nothing. It's just the drone shot looking down from like 1,000 feet up.
Yeah,
I'm like Jesus, like all the boats look like little ants.
Is Woody coming to?
I just gotta correct.
Woody's going to Decatur.
Okay.
We were talking about that kilo with Donnie and Hearn's boat, 134.
Donnie, yeah.
That's even faster.
Yeah.
So this is partially me calling all of you that haven't responded to our Google form yet, but this is who we have responded for going to Decatur. For 2.5 stock, the S35, the S20 with Brandon Zemak driving, I believe. The S2, Dennis Wright, 429 with Matt Couchet, 341 with Woody Plescott, and the 13, Mike Pilarczyk.
You're gonna get the 14 of Grant Hearn. I believe you're gonna get both the 6 of Davenport and the 12 of Monkey. Kreitzer and Fickert, maybe that would make 11 if they both come. So you're going to have a field of 2.5. There's no doubt about that. I think you're going to have 4 or 5 1-liters. You'll have step ups plus.
You'd have like 15, 16 2.5 stocks if we combine the 1-liter mods and 2.5 stocks.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which needs to be done, people. It needs to be done.
Right now we're looking at a good like 7 350s.
Awesome.
Alex Manga, Dylan Goodell, Rob Bettke, hopefully Grant Liddycoat, Joe Less, and I have TBD for the 600, I believe.
Oh, Eddie Canfors, come on out, bro.
And
we don't need
Kyle Johnson.
Nice.
So
that's
if there are any other 350s also, please respond.
Yep. Also, especially for the 2.5s,
putting out a post on like the next
if
day. If
you have not responded yes or no to that thing by next Wednesday, you're getting called out by name.
Let's go.
Respond. If you're not coming, just say you're not coming. But if you haven't responded, you're getting called out by name. No reason.
Yeah.
I already made my post. There's no excuse for not responding. Just
the days of sneaking around the races are over, people.
Let somebody.
That's because we're married.
That's about the only valid excuse right there.
And then I don't have a great response for the skiffs, but I do remember talking to Jimmy Stewart, and there should be a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, they got enough time to rebound after some mishaps in Edgewood and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the E3's going as well, Mike Grindell said, so that's cool. Sweet. It's going to be a good field, man. Who's driving it, though? Jeff's going to be it, or E3. I get so confused. Is that Kip?
That one's the E3 is Jeff.
Oh, who's driving it? Jeff will be in Gunnersville.
Oh, wait, the E3 is...
Unless Grindell's backup driver is driving in Gunnersville. I don't know. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's going to be a good show there.
Or is it E2?
It's Kip.
No,
Kip. Yeah, okay, Kip.
Oh, I thought it was the 20.
Oh, that's
all
right.
I know is Kip's driving the one that Grindell.
The other one. All right.
The
Yeah, it
all
makes
right,
sense
the
because Katie Brown's coming out with the one
E3
liter.
is Jeff's, I believe.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Wally Johnson's a vote.
yeah.
But now I think this Decatur deal's gearing up to be one of the biggest races in APBA inboard this year. Obviously, it's awesome that it's going to kick off the Chasing Tails Challenge. We're putting a lot of effort behind that content wise. We got some sponsorship. I guess we can roll into the few sponsors we do have right now. Obviously, we have announced it already. We have Super Tech Performance sponsoring some valve springs to winners throughout the Chasing Tail Challenge. Leo's Vacations partnering with us. H Tools partnering with us. Handcrafted Renovations is partnering, River City
River
Printing,
City.
and Haterade High Performance Cleaners. So that's just it for now. We're still working. We got a little behind on this deal. We had a lot of irons in one fire, but by the time we get kicking on this challenge, you saw what we did from Edgewood with 500,000 in like 4 days. So that's
Yep.
kind of the ramp up we're gonna do. We have editors a little bit on staff now to help us out with more of our logistics side. We had 3 or 4 people give us onboard footage from Edgewood. Hopefully get some from Cambridge. So all that's helping, giving us stuff to put out there and talk about. Do some more of them videos with little tech tips, stuff like that too. So it's gonna be fun.
Eddie just asked, he said, you guys must know something that I don't about the E600. Well, Eddie, every time we ask you anything about the boats, you say you don't know. So we might.
We're
might.
making-
I just have Joe Less's Google form that said the E600 and 500 would be there and TBD for the driver. And
It's gonna be
you're
a little
best
Kenny.
qualified.
Oh.
We're gonna see if he can handle it this time.
See if he
Little
can
Kenny.
keep it
Mm-hmm.
keep it
Yep.
down.
Yep. He gonna try it again.
He needs his redemption in that boat.
He's
Yeah.
got deeper water this time, so
Exactly.
it should be better.
So
Big-
wait.
bigger course, more
is Grant
speed, deeper
Liddycoat,
water.
Grant Liddycoat,
yeah,
Grant Liddycoat going to Decatur?
I
I
believe
think so. They
Yeah,
said they were earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And I know he's gonna need to get his heats in because we didn't get enough heats in Edgewood that he wanted, and Cambridge, obviously. So trying
Might
to
as
be
well.
off restriction by Valleyfield, you got to go to as many races as you can prior to.
Might as
Yep.
well.
Responses.
And I know, I actually, I would guess they're going to be there because Grant's driving another boat that weekend. So
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I got a question. Did I read that email from Katie Norton wrong? She said there's only 10 spots in the pits 2 for motorhomes.
Yep. Only
That-
10 spot.
That pits is like 3 football fields. How many boats are you planning on having?
It's a pit area, not a campground, I guess.
I guess.
Grant
What are you showing,
Lady
Austin?
is going to be at every challenge race,
Heck yeah.
according to the.
You
That's
know who we
cool.
need to get to Decatur? Tommy Shannon. The old dog
Yep.
nasty boys need to
Yep.
get out there.
yeah,
But Paul's going to be there. Did you say that? I would assume Paul
No.
Barber's going to be there. He's got to be there. He was there last
it'd also
year.
be cool to
He
get
ran
Howard
good.
on there.
Oh,
What's that?
Yeah.
'Cause they went to Hampton last
Hampton.
year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Patrick was. There was talk about them running that LS motor there. I don't know if they
But
ever
Pat-
did it
Patrick-
or not, or if that
Patrick
was just
Ru-
talk.
Patrick, he likes Hampton race in general, so
Yep.
maybe that's why they went. I mean, who doesn't?
They like to race, though. They might go.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
I-
just
I think
want to
this is
race.
our-
They don't.
This is our part. Like, we need to promote these places that we need to get some shows and get them good. I mean, this is the best chance for HRL boats to compete against some of the fastest in APBA and get her going. It's a great
wait.
course, great facility. And then if you do good in points, you got to come to Madison, and then you got to come to Cambridge, because Cambridge, I don't know about how many boats are going to come, but if you miss this race, you're going to miss the biggest party of the year.
Yep.
Because when you have a brewery sponsoring an e-bike race where you have to
Yeah.
stop and chug a beer, it's going to be a good time. Bobby
Yeah.
muted his mic. It's
Bob,
great. Good
God,
job.
So
I mean,
dumb.
you made it so long.
Fuck. From what I hear, there is
Really?
$5,000 sponsorship in this e-bike race at Cambridge. So we're talking about the APBA Cambridge,
And a crab feast. Let's not forget
and a
the
crab feast. So if you don't go, I mean, I don't care if you buy a pit bike off Wish. Go have some fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to hit Timu up for mine.
Yeah,
Timu.
Because
I'm
I
good.
seen the ones was Woody's team's got, and we are
Bro,
way under.
yeah, they're fast.
Those
Does
things
it
are-
have to be an e-bike? Because I seen a little bike that had a Honda 50,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
got to be
bored out.
electric.
It was bored out to a 125. I'm like, oh, that thing will
Yeah, I think
fall
the rules
fucking
are
ass.
electric. But I mean, Go Lithium could sponsor our bike, you know.
Dude, that's a good idea.
We put the same
There we
batteries
go.
they're putting into the unlimited little 24-volt customs. We'd be
Bro,
ripping.
if we get a bike / scooter and send it to you, can you just deck it out with the craziest shit you can put together?
Yeah, I think we need to.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, speaking of Go Lithium, they
I'm on Amazon.
are a sponsor of the Miss Madison this year. They did custom batteries and chargers for us for the 24-volt system, so that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
They just love racing and
Yeah,
have come to
go-
love boat racing.
Go
we
Lithium.
have them addicted.
They sponsor a lot of racing, and you know, it's pretty cool just to have them involved in inboard racing, and you know, just
You
the
know, they'll
support
probably
from a big
sponsor the
company like that.
They'll probably sponsor a Chase and Tails challenge. All we gotta do is ask.
We got to
Yeah.
do his ass. Go Lithium, baby.
Dude, what's cool about them? They got somebody winning in some type of racing like every damn week, man.
Yeah, and they post about it. It's really cool. Yeah,
Cruising
I don't know.
Saturday. I love the shout outs.
you
Bro,
muted again.
Quit
Bobby.
grabbing
come
it.
on.
Hitting
Fuck
it.
me, man. I got to
He
take that
he likes to
button
grab
And
it.
stop swearing
Shit.
every time you join
Do
back
that
in.
again, Brandon. So wait, I don't know if I should bring this up, but Kyle Bipe said, "Anybody catch the hot mic from the H1 live stream?" All right, now
No.
I'm curious. What was said?
What was the hot mic?
What was the hot
Anybody
mic
else
Bipe?
catch
You
that?
got to let us know.
And your mom said Go Lithium's also powering the Region 6 clock.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
They got
right.
the Accu clock system, right?
Yep.
That's cool. I think that should be all across the board. I mean, it's so cool when you pull out of pits and your clock syncs if you have everything in your boat right. But
Yep.
did your clock ever start working again or no? Or did you not use it?
I
Yeah.
didn't even bother to use it.
Nah.
That's on the list of stuff before
To
Decatur.
fix, yeah. It's on.
You know,
us. That's-
clocks are a little.
I was enjoying the Honda not having shit to do, and I was like, you know what, we got a stopwatch.
Yeah, you know what you should have done in that time where you didn't have nothing to do? Get some content.
I
You
know. I know.
You know, I was a little, you know, clocks. I'm still a little sore about clocks. Last year, raced all day in the GP. Brandon calls me Sunday morning. Just want to let you know the AccuClock's clock's not syncing up with the starting line. I'm like, well, that freaking information would have been nice to know Saturday morning.
Yeah, you know, I forgot. I was busy. I was on the boat that day.
That's why you gotta have the regular stopwatch at all times, Bob, just in case. Dude, I remember when Scott Lidico did my radios, the one he and Pharrell last year. But I don't know why. Me and my dad have never thought about like just checking to make sure it is synced. And
Yeah.
I'm on the course for like 45 seconds or something. He goes 5, 4, 3. I'm like, to
Wait.
what? What are we? There's no way that's been 5 minutes. Then it's like 4 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. We'll
Yeah,
just check it.
that's a pretty good idea.
Threw me off
Put
for a
that.
second, man. I was like, what the fuck? Where's everybody else at?
Oh man. So the hot mic in the H1 was, does anyone know who pissed off the Madison team or something close to that?
Oh,
I mean, they got to watch out for their hot mics.
I wonder who said
Well,
that.
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
We ain't
It's
pissed off.
H1.
Not yet. Not yet. We will be.
Honestly, hot mics might be better for H1. There's so much secrecy. We might as well
That's
just mic everybody
it.
up and let them go.
That would be fun. Like a hard knocks of
Yeah.
H1.
That
Like,
would be fun.
follow the drama side of it. I
Yeah.
mean, and any of the boat racing, that would be pretty fun.
Hell yeah.
They need to, when the APBA doing that new show, they need to bring it to H Tool. It's probably pretty comical between me and Dad.
Yeah.
And then Kyle Bipes likes to call and piss Dad off, so I got to deal with him the rest of the day. It's not right.
that would be cool if they did a show like that where like instead like obviously like have the racing side of it, but they just went around to a bunch of the compounds throughout the country where
Yeah.
the different boats are stored and just
We get some more money and we get some more money in Chasing Tails. We're gonna do that. We're
That
gonna
would be
drive
cool.
around.
That
We'll
would
get
be
them hyped up. We'll
That's
have like a little shop party every time we stop somewhere.
the two
Well, I
places
think-
you're gonna find the most entertainment in boat racing outside of the racing itself are at the camper at night after the races and in the shop in between races.
Yeah. That's what we said when we were walking. We had that house there, so we went to dinner, obviously, at the house. I'm like, every race needs a pit party. Like Cambridge is missing it. that was their heritage. I mean, obviously can't do the crab feast in May, but pit beef, something local, like have a party, have some free booze, like, or even just people bring their coolers. Like,
Yep.
that's the best part of boat racing.
Bro,
And
BYOB.
I think we need to get it back. Even HRL races. Valleyfield used to have a beer tent, beer garden that everyone used to hang out in. I mean, that's
Now they got
We need that.
breathalyzers.
yeah. But you see, if you did the beer garden early,
Yeah, do it at like 4 o'clock, like right
Yep.
after the thing. Everyone just go to the beer garden. Just go to the beer garden.
yeah,
Now they
I
got
think it'd be fun. Have a little food, like
we got to bring back what boat racing was all about besides the racing.
right.
Got to have
That's primary.
like hanging, like, you know what? It's so boring when teams just pack up, go back to their hotel room. I like sitting and enjoying and talking to other people. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's what we're there for. Like, I just seen you race, but I want to talk to you about the day, how you doing? Like,
Yep.
not just pack up and go back to the hotel room. That is the boringest thing ever.
I enjoy hearing the stories every weekend that I heard last weekend. That's just fun.
Yeah,
They get different. Certain people will like tell you it in a different way and you get more excited about it.
Yeah. No doubt.
But yeah, like I said, Cambridge this year, the July race is gonna have the best pit party. Hands down. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I believe it.
And that party don't stop. Once they say, all right, party's over, it just keeps going. We got the cornhole rolling. We start betting on cornhole.
Man, I remember.
Did I say cornroll or did I say cornhole?
I remember years we've had beer pong under the pavilion and trucks pulled up with the headlights so we could
Yup.
play.
It's the perfect spot. See, they ruined that at the May race because Didier parks his camper right there. It's like, how you supposed to be out there till midnight, 1 o'clock playing cornhole or beer pong when Didier's right there?
Yeah, you ain't gonna get away with that one.
Yeah. Oh man, Elijah,
Yeah,
he mentioned. I totally forgot about Kent fishing his cowling out. Did you hear about that, Bob?
Yeah, dude, that
No.
was funny.
Oh, Friday we had that big storm roll through. Kent's cowling blew off into the water. He was out there fishing it.
Bro, it was like, I swear to God, that thing was like 100 yards out.
Yeah, I gotta
He's sitting
find
there
it.
wading out there. Oh,
Elijah, out of everyone, Elijah actually got a video of it, so we'll have to find this.
Elijah with the
Yeah.
most random video.
Yeah.
I think it might have been on Mary Eve's Facebook too.
Okay.
I might have got a video of it. That was that's a tough way to start there. I know Matthew Brown lost his lid or partially lost his lid during that as well. But
Oh wow.
obviously had it fixed on Saturday. I think it didn't completely tear out, but it was had to be rebolted or rescrewed and everything.
Oh man. It was a nasty little storm that rolled through.
I mean, I don't know if it's better for Cambridge to have the storm.
Get old Kent.
That thing was
God,
out there, bro.
it was out there. But you see, it's not that deep there. He's like 100 yards out from the pit area. He's about dang near to that marina.
Can't-
Like,
that-
why
that's
doesn't
not
he
what-
swim? Why is like,
no.
I can't get my arms wet?
It's the fastest haul I've ever
Elijah-
seen in my life.
I just said the fastest haul he's ever seen.
Look at your text messages. You fuck.
That's epic. That might be the best thing that happened at Cambridge right there. I totally forgot about that. Thanks, Elijah, for reminding.
That's awesome.
It's a good thing our cowling didn't come off because Ronnie would have made our ass go out there and get it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so we got to talk about the 1 liter stock. 1 liter mod and 2.5 stock thing. I
Oh,
think we should keep going.
Is that how we're going to end this podcast?
I mean, might as well. I mean, come on. When you're showing up
What-
to
what's-
races with 1, 2, sometimes 3 boat count 1 liter mods, man, it's time just to combine them with the 2.5 stocks.
yeah, I
Combine the
agree.
1 liter mods and 2.5 stocks, and you would have a good field every weekend. Now, I know 1 liter mods are a little faster than 2.5 stocks, but I tell you, 2.5 stocks gonna get the inside every time, and that 1 liter mod's gonna have to work its butt off to get around 2, 3, 4 2.5s. So combine them, make one class, and so there's some more excitement on the water. There's no excitement watching 2 or 3 1 liter mods go out there and run by themselves. It is so boring.
Yeah.
It is time. It is time to combine them.
It sucks too because 1 liters. I mean, I remember back when I was younger, like they had a good class. You know, on any given weekend, you'd find 5 to 7 of them.
And I don't care that there's one race out of the season where 8 show up. Like, no, we want it consistent every weekend. If you
Yeah,
don't
we could
have
split them up that one weekend. Who cares?
no,
Yeah.
keep them combined. Keep them combined. Make
The
it
one
a
we
class.
don't
Be like,
use it.
there's not 1 liter. There's not a 1 liter mod class. There's not a 2.5 stock class. Make a new class. Call it the U. No, not the U. X
Call Bobby's
class.
I thought you were gonna call it the ukuleles.
The ukuleles. But I'm just tired of watching. I mean, I don't know how it is on the. If it wasn't for Jim and Tim going out the West Coast, I know they wouldn't have a class.
Yeah.
Get points out there. East Coast, yeah. Bobby Wilson and Chris Oliver show up most of the time. They're 1 or 2 1 liter mods. Out in Region 6, you'll have Chris Rich show up, and then
Mellow.
Sean Bowser and Melowick. That's 3. I'm like, we got to
It's
give
just
it-
all about the show. I mean,
It's
look,
all
you
about the
guys,
show.
you guys
We
are
have to.
helping put on Mott Lake this year. It's all about the show. I mean, combine them. And if nothing else for this year, if you show up with less than 4, you're in the 2.5 stocks, or vice versa. If the 2.5 stocks show up with less than 4, you're in the Y boots.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you're
think
still
the
going to
way
get scored, but
I
at
think
least
the way the 1 liters
it's
are
better.
right now, the state of the class, like you can almost just kind of do it as a test. I mean, there are weekends where there's literally 2 of them.
yeah,
So why not just have them run with 2.5? I mean, they're
No,
not
like-
they're not going to have a legal class anyway. So why not mix them? And size of the boats is the same. I don't think from a safety perspective there's much of a concern unless I'm missing something. But
Run
No
2.5
safety
mods with
concern.
2.5
Yeah.
stocks.
yeah, see how it runs.
No, it would be better for the 1 liter mods and 2.5 stocks just to combine all together. 2.5 mods, they can go around with 350s. I mean, they're closer in
Yeah.
speed with 350s. 2.5s
Yep.
are closer in speed with the 1 liter
We need-
mods. It only makes sense.
yeah, you almost need to stop the 2.5 stock step up at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
just
I mean, it's
stop
good-
saving
it's-
that class with 2.5 stocks stepping up.
it's-
I get having more seat time, but if we combine classes, we can run 4 qualifiers a day or 3 qualifiers in a final a day with the 5 classes we have on a weekend and give these people more seat time throughout the day.
Yeah, it's the 2.5 mods just need to run with the 350s. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
And then
know
national
they're
mods and
fighting and
GNHs,
whining.
we're down to 3 classes. Let's go.
I know
make 'em big.
I know the 2.5 mods were kicking and screaming that they didn't want to run with the 350s, but hey, it's either run with the 350 time to run with the 350s or have a nice flower pot. You get the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's just the state of the sport. I mean, that's where
We
we're
gotta
at these
combine
Yeah, I
days.
think in a
because-
perfect world, we'd love for there to be 10 all these classes every weekend.
because at the end
Just
of the
like,
day,
not
it's
like
all
anybody's
ebbs and
not.
flows, right?
Yeah.
It's all ebbs and flows. We've had great years with 2.5 mods back with Mashburn and English having 2, and then you had Jim Aid and the other guy from Florida.
we had Debbie
that I-
Welty.
we all drove for Debbie Welty. Like you had great years, but it's went
Yeah.
away. The expenses out the roof. I mean, the S-Slinger motors are expensive, $30,000-$40,000. Same with national mods. We've had great heydays in national mods, but now they're kind of dwindling.
There's only
So-
one 2.5 mod in Region 6 this year. Put them with the 350s.
What about 2? Well, it'd be a huge speed difference, right? 2.5. Well, it depends what you consider like a good net. Say 2.5 mod and national mod. What if they combine? Because a lot of national
The
mods, aren't
national mod
national
would
mod
walk.
speed.
National mod would walk away. A good national mod would walk away from a
Right.
2.5 mod.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It'd
like
be
I- like
interesting
I
in
said-
Decatur to see times like for a mediocre one to a
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is, the Pennzoil show up, and it's a non-contest in that class anyway.
right.
well, that's another thing.
That should just be
National
moved
mod-
up to a GP.
It should
Yeah, right.
it should be 1 liter stocks are awesome. Starter class, perfect. 2.5 stocks, 1 liter mods combined. 2.5 mods, 350 combined. National mod, GNH combined. It's that simple. I mean, I don't care if you want to run for points, do this. At the end of the day, we don't put on a good show for fans. Boat racing is not going to be around. And if
Yeah.
if people do not see a good show on the water, they are not going to want to buy a boat and come race with us. We have to have a good show for two reasons: try to get people's interest to come into the sport, and to keep fans on the shore. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I am sick and tired of people talking about high points, records, blah, blah, blah. No, we need to put a good show on the water. That's
All
There you go.
all that stuff is a byproduct of a good show.
Yep.
And
Yes.
Yeah,
do-
Gunner said as a 2.5 mod, he'll run with the 350. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I feel like we did it. Where'd we do it? Like a pack on? I think we stepped up and ran with 2.5 mods or whatever, stepped down, whatever. It was good. 2.5 mods would run you down. I mean, obviously you get 6'8", 350s out there. Maybe it's a little harder, but you're still out there. You're competing. You're racing. If you want an easy heat to win, you probably shouldn't be doing this sport.
exactly.
No.
You should just be doing time
And I think
trials.
when you look at a lot of the mods you see now, like obviously like when you had English's boats, like I don't know how well they'd handle the water with 6'7" 350s out there. I would imagine probably not very good. I mean, they would like not run because of the water sometimes. Just
No,
because of the weather.
they would just stay on the outside and keep
Exactly.
it. I
But-
mean,
You know, you look at like the Geezer boat, for example, that thing can go run with 350s. It ain't that much different.
I mean, look, if you have a 2.5 mod, do you want to go out there and run by yourself when you could have just
Or go
stayed
whoop
at
a
home
bunch
and
of
did
2.5
that and saved
stocks.
$1,000? What?
Or go whoop a bunch of 2.5 stocks.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
come
that's the
on.
problem. The past 2 years, besides like maybe I can count them on one hand. Of actual
Falsinelli
2.5
said a
mods.
2.5 mod can run with a national mod legal step up, but that's
So
still
there you go.
pointless. But
Decatur,
that's-
they're running with the national mods.
Yeah, but that's still pointless because a national mod is so much a good national mod is so much faster than a 2.5 mod. The only thing that makes sense, go look at times. 2.5 mods are closest in speed with a 350 than a 350 is with a national mod or a
Correct.
2.5 mod is the
GNH.
national mod.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
only
that's where they
thing it should combine with a national mod is a GNH.
GNH. Yep.
I mean,
So there
that's
you
just
go.
going off times.
So that's YNS, ENA, NM, and GNH. Damn, you just combine 6 classes.
Just
Then you
combine
got
6
T-
classes.
Still left
Then you
with
got
skiffs,
T-boats, GPs, and skiffs.
flat bottoms when they're there.
And
You know, you
skiffs
still-
don't need any help. Skiff
No.
is the only class that doesn't have
You got-
other classes that look like it, and they are still going out there with
Right.
bigger numbers than any hydroplane class out there and showing
Yeah,
up
they
and putting on a great show.
They had the most boats at I think every APBA and board race last year, except
Yeah.
for when the GPs took 13 or 14 to San Diego.
Yeah.
So like, it's pretty cool. I mean, look, you could take it down to 5 things, and now you got guys that are like, oh, I want to buy a Y boat. I like that class.
So
There's no one to race
Decatur
with.
right now, Decatur only has one 2.5 mod and 4 or 5 stocks are running as mods. Don't do that. Take that 1 2.5 mod and put it with the 350. I
Yep.
mean,
And especially for this year, like just let them. They can still score points. You can still win 2.5 mod because you're the only true 2.5 mod. You can still win
Yeah.
2.5 mod Eastern divisionals. Like
Exactly.
I never really agreed with the 2.5 stock stepping up 2.5 mod because all that did was patch a problem that should be drained and sunk
Well, my
or
thing
moved
is,
in the 350.
when you look at it from a fan perspective, yeah, the fan might better understand that. Let's say, you know, in the case of Decatur, like most likely Marissa and I believe the A1 is gonna win, and like yeah, they're gonna understand the boat that's in first on the water is the one that won the heat. They're also gonna be like, why the hell is it a half lap ahead of everybody else and sound different?
yeah.
Right. At
And yeah,
least you
you're
guys
still-
with the Hondas are going to sound similar now.
Yeah,
so hey,
it's gonna be a little
we're
close,
getting a little
but-
better.
But you know, you go running with the 350s, I'd be willing to bet you beat a couple of them.
Yeah,
Probably. That-
Probably
have
beat
more
damn near half
more
the
of an
team.
exciting race for
Yeah.
her. or
Yeah,
for the drivers.
and like
yeah.
you said, you know, still let her score her 2.5 mod points.
Yep.
First
It's
2.5
easy
on
to
the water,
explain.
you get first place points.
And it's easy to explain that. Like, even if
Yeah.
you left them separated, but they always run together, just like TMYs did forever. I remember Decatur always had TMYs combined when dad was driving T-Boat. So, like, it's easy. Look at all the endurance series that do
Well, they
this
used to
with
call that
6 or
the
7
Z,
classes.
They used
Yep.
to call that the Z class back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
1 liter mods and T when they did combine 1 liter mods and T's for a little bit, but I guess the is either 1 liter mods got bigger, got more.
Yeah,
boat
then
count,
once they
or
went 2 strokes, I think they
Yeah.
separated, right?
Yeah, they separated at one point because the class started coming back, so they separated the two classes. So I say do that with 2.5 stocks and 1 liter mods until the numbers come back with 1 liter mods, or all these guys going to wise up and just put Hondas in their boat because they already got the gearbox, and then
Probably.
bam, you're right there and competitive and can fight for the inside. You know, there's just we
You
gotta stop.
gotta evolve.
Yeah, we got to stop looking at, oh, this class is this class. We got to put numbers out on the race course because that's what's sponsors who actually attend the race. They want to see a lot of boats out in the water. They don't want to see 1 or 2 running out there. That is the most boringest thing you can ever watch. So we gotta start thinking a little more when it comes to putting these schedules together at these race sites. The race directors have all the power in the world to do it.
Yeah, these are all legal. Put them together. Like you can run them together.
But what I am
and score 'em
proposing,
separate.
what I'm proposing for next year is actually combining 1 liter mods, 2.5 stocks, making it a class. Like if 1 liter mods running with a 2.5 stock, you're getting that class points. Like you don't, there's no 1 liter mod points. You are officially a 2.5 stock, or we just call it something else. And all the boats are one, just now we just got 4 different engines. Or you can run a lot of different.
We can start eliminating some. We can get rid of the 2000. Call it a wash. We've phased it out. Cut that one out and put the Y boat motor up there. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So I think that's a good idea. Here we gotta lighten up the show a little bit. We had someone else ask us to share a video. So it's not of you, Bobby. This is they like to dance to the GP.
Oh yeah. Mark was supposed to join her. He bailed.
Yeah. We'll have to get her up on the GP for the next one. Do a on the deck dance.
They got to get her up in the grandstands at Valleyfield before the finals.
Yeah, pumping everybody up. Yes,
yeah.
for sure. That'd be good. That'd be a good one. So yeah, I think we're wrapping it up. I do have one more image to share. Let me see if it's on my computer.
Anyone catch that comment in the Facebook chat? I'm lost on that one.
I don't know.
I don't know who the farmer is, but
the farmer in the Dell. Must be talking about Paul. Poor Paul. All right, here we go, Bob. You ready for this one? Hey, Austin, hit me with a drum roll. Din, din, din. Where's Kyle going? He done going. He must be texting his girlfriend. I should. Hey, thank you. I was not quite ready. Look at that.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's pretty sweet.
New rule proposal, ladies and gentlemen.
So, split the coast, East, West, U.S. Nationals. Win your number one by winning the event in Decatur, Illinois, 2026.
Yeah, you win it. You don't have to. It's not. It's not travel the country, the whole United States to get US 1. Both divisions come together, race one weekend, and whoever wins gets that US 1 shield patch. They can put it on their life jacket, put it on their boat, carry it for a year, and be proud.
And each coast, the East and West, will have one badass. It's our show. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
But points championship that they can schedule out, that can promote, put a lot of sponsorship behind. We've talked about it in the past. West Coast has a great series there. Easy to do, easy to marketability, especially with Seattle being in that area.
Yep.
East Coast, we just have to organize it a little better and kind of figure it out and get some good events and line it up like we're trying to do with the Chasing Tails Challenge. It's kind of just a start to what the bigger picture should be. But we're going to put that image that we just posted on our socials tomorrow, and I want to see this thing hit 50 comments. I don't care if you like it, you dislike it, you don't care. I
Share
wanna
it.
see
We
comments,
want
share
people to
it.
share it. If you see it, please share it. We want to get the word out. The word out
If you
there
got-
that we're trying to do this.
If you got tired of us talking about the Honda last off season and you probably tuned out and you don't want to listen to us anymore, welcome back.
We
We're on
didn't
to the
start
next
talking
thing.
about the Honda until I think the fall.
Yeah, so we'll cut this out for a little bit
now. We are starting now for combining 1 liter mods, 2.5 stocks, and splitting the coast.
Yes. Yep. They better not. Hey, and if y'all want to vote one of us to the inboard commissioner next year,
No.
since Timmy's got to go out, we are as a group chasing tails commissioner, APBA inboard. You'll
And
have a better vote.
if there has to be a face of it, it's Austin.
Yep, definitely Austin,
Yeah.
especially with that.
Go
New York
ahead,
guy.
go ahead, yell at me. I will
Yeah.
sit here and hit my pen as many times as possible and not hear a single word said from anyone.
All right,
Yeah.
Staff Sergeant.
This type of pen, right? This type of pen.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Effie, he got stung by a bee.
I did. Shout out to
So-
Wolfie from saving me from the bees when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you
Pulled me
go.
and Kyle out of the
It's nice
bushes
little full circle,
at
though.
Pontiac Lake.
What were y'all doing in the bushes?
Watching the races, man.
Bro,
It was the
I'll tell
gonna
perfect
you,
corner.
I'll
That
be
was
honest,
about
I
the
ain't never seen
shittiest
bushes
way-
there.
that was about the shittiest way to figure out there's such thing as ground bees. What the
Yeah,
hell's
was
that?
bullshit.
Ground
Yeah.
bees.
They didn't teach us shit about that in school.
That
13
would have been
seconds
important.
Later, I found
Allergic
out.
as hell my whole life, and nobody ever mentioned, hey, by the way, they're not only in hives and trees, they're in the fucking ground.
Yeah,
What's that
that's
about?
that's pretty impressive.
Bullshit, man.
So
Well, I just learned in Lake Apacon there is things that they have tree snakes.
yeah, I'm
I
not
ain't
going
going
near
to
a
Lake
tree.
Apacon. I ain't going to Lake Apacon.
Yeah,
Are they
I
regular
probably
snakes?
shouldn't go either for
No.
different reasons.
Then don't snakes always go in trees?
Yeah, I think so. I don't
just
know
got
what
that,
Bob's
Brandon.
saying. I think trees.
No, I
always
guess
have
they
snakes.
just go and they hang. Like John says, it's a thing. You see them all over the place. I'm like, all growing up, I never see one, but I ain't going near the woods.
Austin,
I
you got
ain't-
like a pack on
I-
this year. Have fun, buddy.
I ain't taking John's word for nothing.
No.
Nah, John threw a snake. John threw a live snake at Bob on Friday though. That was
Oh my god,
Man, I told him because he's got one titanium leg. I said if he ever does that again, he's going to have 2 titanium legs.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm sure a
Man.
piece of drywall was broken in that.
I mean, I screamed like a little girl and ran. Don't get me wrong, but he does that again, man. It's going down.
All right, Elijah said tree snakes aren't scary. They're equivalent to a rat snake. I don't care what snake it is. Anything
Dude.
bigger than mine, I don't like.
Dude, if it don't got feet and legs, I don't want anything to do with it. Nope.
oh damn.
So, boys, let's get
I
her
think
to the
it's
close.
it.
We talked about Cambridge Classic. It was a great event. HRL kicked it off right first series. We got the god dang, I can't remember the
Dumper.
name. Toby
The
Dumper
Dumpy Dumper board.
award to Ken Brody the third. Show the other one.
Bob's real proud of that one.
We got the weekend goat award to Paul Barber.
There you go. And maybe
And yeah,
maybe in the future we can get the Luptons to start donating actual freaking goats to the
that would be awesome. We'll just
That's
ship them to
awesome.
somebody's
If
house.
you have a goat show up at your doorstep, just watch the
Oh.
podcast because you're going to be on it.
That would be awesome. That's a great idea, Kyle. I think we should figure out how to
That
do
would be
mail,
so-
mail order goats
Jack delivers it personally.
riding on it. So Eddie did say about the dumper there that Kenny should be like the goat award for the weekend because he's the only one that's got a buoy hunter and a dumper award.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can't take it from Paul, but maybe we'll get another.
No,
one.
we can't take it for Paul. Paul
We'll
deserves
We'll
that.
give
He's
him a
working
medal
long and
or
hard.
something.
Yeah, at the moment, Kenny's the most decorated chase and tails contestant yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Two
mean, these
achievements.
Like Kyle said, do not try to achieve this.
No,
one.
no.
No.
It's
No.
because we're gonna
No,
run out of money
this
for
isn't
trophies.
this isn't if you flip, right? It's if you have the
Crappy.
stupidest move out there, you only one to blow an engine or something.
A crappy weekend.
Or if
Yeah.
you fall off the boat trailer or your boat falls off its wheels going down the road,
Or,
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
A whole
or off
bunch of
the
things.
crane, Paul Barber.
or off the crane. This could be for anything.
Yeah,
And this
it's
could
all
be
about
for this.
having a
This could be
shitty
for
weekend.
anything too.
We're all about subjective awards here on Chasing Tails.
There is
100%.
no real criteria.
And if Bobby's
for
walking
this.
through a store and sees another little plastic trophy, we might have another award next
Yeah.
weekend.
Probably will.
There was another one. I just didn't know. I couldn't. It was a tennis racket. It was a gold tennis racket.
Yeah,
Like-
we can't make nothing with that.
I'm like, I looked at it for a couple minutes. I'm like, what could we? I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's gonna go bad anyway we put it.
Yeah.
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 So
So
that was it. We talked about combining Y and S and E and A and making some better racing. Talked about splitting the country, East, West, U.S. Nationals, and Decatur. Man, we got a lot going on. We'll be back next week, I'm sure. We'll maybe bring someone on the chat with us. We're gearing up, man. We're in the season. June's coming up, and we're going to be hot and heavy. We got Dave going to the dang driving school next weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get him on and
Tune
talk
in.
about it.
Tune
Talk
in
about it.
midday, mid-afternoon, Saturday for probably the best Chasing Tails interview ever.
Yep. Now
We're
that's not
getting
this
fresh
weekend.
out
That's
of
the
the boat.
following weekend, right?
I'll be down there.
Following-
Austin will be
following
down there.
weekend.
Kyle will be down there. It's gonna be a good time.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's fun.
We're-
I might
gonna
be
be in
out.
the
I
ward
might
right
be
after
outside
we
the
get
Colt
out of the
hot
boat.
pits though.
and when we get to the bar later. We're gonna see how it
There you
feels.
go.
He's got a few in him.
I'm not
Yeah.
APB.
And if you guys go out on the pontoon this weekend, maybe do a little trial run. Tell them how to get up on plane and stuff on the
Yeah,
pontoon.
We'll figure it out.
But anyway, folks, that's episode 51. Y'all have a happy Memorial Day. Thanks to all the veterans for letting us have a fun weekend this weekend.
Thank you for your
We'll
service.
be thinking about all y'all. And we'll see you on Tuesday. That's it for Chasing Tails. Like, subscribe, follow.
Sweet.